The market pushes higher as expected. Will CPI be the end of the bears? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay guys, so in yesterday's video we were talking about the fact that the B wave was moving up and we should be looking for a topping area fairly soon, but it would look better with one more high, and that's exactly what we saw. The PPI data tried to push the market down, but the bulls battled back and pushed them higher by the end of the day. Now the question is, will CPI crush the bears? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, if you didn't see, yesterday I was out for about a week and a half. I just had the birth of my son, Lincoln Gabbard, and because of that, I am having a sale on all of my products, $30 off of the courses, 15% off of the memberships. You can catch those coupons later in the video. For now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500, and as we talked about yesterday, very corrective action off of this low back here in mid-April. Very overlapping here, lots of overlap off of the low, which is a very corrective look. And ultimately what that means is we should be seeing a deeper correction overall, and that's what the expectation would be. As I said yesterday, even if they take this to new all-time highs, which could very easily happen on the SPX and SPY tomorrow, it could also happen on the ES, but the SPX and SPY are much closer. Even if they take it to new all-time highs, I would still count this as a B wave due to the corrective nature. It would just be what's called an expanded B wave. It's very common in Elliott Wave, especially when you consider that we missed a target. So when you want to start looking for an expanded B wave, the first thing you want to see is a corrective structure. The second thing you want to see is a push up over the 764 retrace, which we got. And the third thing is you want to have a missed target. So we were looking for 5350 to 5400 up here. Very often B waves go back and get those targets in an expanded form, and that's a potential of what we have here. So if they do decide to push it to all-time highs, this would be more of an extension in wave 3, and then we'd look for a 4 and 5 after that. But we do have a pretty good count and a pretty good pattern here that brings us up into the 2.0 area, which also brings us into our resistance areas at 5282 and 5303. So those would be the next areas we'd be looking for resistance. And then, of course, CPI being the big catalyst tomorrow should give us an idea of whether they're going to go ahead and try to push up to new all-time highs or they're going to hold these resistance areas and push down from there. So that's what we'd be looking for overall, is a topping area with this one more high that gives us a much better count, because you had this 3, 4 here, and then you had a 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and now 5, and this 5 is taking shape as looking like an ending diagonal. So we would expect a strong move to the downside, which CPI obviously could provide. And that's how we have it counted right now, and that's how it looks best in my opinion. So that's what we'd look for, is a sharp move down. But again, if they blow through the resistance here, then we would look at it as an expanded B wave, and we'd be looking at the 5350 area on the ES next. Over on the NASDAQ. On the NASDAQ, a similar situation. All of this overlap and corrective structure off of the lows tells us that it's more likely a B wave than a impulsive wave that would take us to new highs in a breakout type manner. It can still take us to new highs, but the new highs would then turn over and come back down below this low. So it's not an impulsive looking start to this move up. So that does give me pause and make me look at this as a B wave expanded form, as opposed to the potential for this to be a 4 down here and a 5 up to kind of complete the bigger structure. Again, on the NASDAQ, we came up short of the target. 18,850 to 19,000 was the target up here. We pushed through the 764, and you have a corrective structure. So all three things fit, and that's what you kind of look for in these situations. So for the NASDAQ, we have a lot of confluence from 18,462 up to 18,562, two big resistance zones in there, as well as a target for this type of move. So we would look for that area to hold. However, if they do blow through that on CPI, then we would look to that 18,850 to 19,000 area for a top, and then a turn down from there. If CPI can take us down from where we are right now, we would look for them to break down below this wave 4 low at 18,074, and then ultimately we would want to see 17,722 break to give us a strong indication that we are headed lower in a bigger C wave down. So same situation on the NASDAQ as on the ES. Not a whole lot of difference. They generally trade in step, and that's what we're seeing here. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and check that link, and it'll take you right over to the webpage. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans as well as our training material. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I am giving discounts to celebrate the birth of my son. $30 off of the course with the coupon code May30 and 15% off of memberships with the coupon code May15. You can see those codes right there on the screen. And then to use them, okay, when you do go to the site and you hit join today or get the course, it's going to take you to where you put in your information, and that's where you're going to put in the coupon code. It's a little bit tricky to see. If you scroll down below where it says password and password confirmation, it will say have a coupon right here. You click on that, type the coupon in. We'll put in May 30 for this one, hit enter, and it'll say coupon applied successfully. You scroll back to the top, and you can see that now this is $37 with the coupon code May 30. So it took $30 off there. So very easy to do. Coupon codes May 15 for 15% off of the monthly memberships and May 30 for $30 off of any of our training courses. Now, we do have 2 incredible rooms, and they both come with a 7-day free trial. And the reason for that is I want you to get in there. I want you to make sure you love it, become part of our trading team, interact with PT and I, and make sure it's for you before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. You literally have nothing to lose by checking us out. We also have our training material right here, our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course and our advanced Elliott Wave course. In our advanced course, we go through the complex structures that move the market, such as an expanded flat. You can see down here, flats are part of this, double threes and triple threes, diagonals, advanced fib levels, triangles, all the different things that make the market difficult to understand. I go through them, and I do them in pretty easy bite-sized chunks where we go through what the structure is supposed to look like. So in this case, it's a contracting ending diagonal. What the structure is supposed to look like. Then we add the fibs on the screen so we can see where they're supposed to hit. You can see where they hit over here. And then we get into the chart so you can see exactly what this would look like on the chart. You can see how we have it labeled here and how it works out. And then, of course, off of a diagonal, you expect a strong reversal, which you see there as well. So we go through that stuff. It is helping traders, as you can see on the screen. They're really loving it. But if this is too complex or you're just getting started with Elliott Wave, I completely understand. That's why we have our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course. This course is helping real traders make real money and finally understand the market in a way that makes sense. It can be very confusing when good news makes the market go down, and bad news like hot CPI or hot PPI yesterday makes the market go up. That's because Elliott knew that the news cycles don't matter and that key levels do, and he understood what happened when those key levels broke, and he understood what happened when they held, and this is a huge trading advantage over the rest of the market. This course is 25 videos where I go through 3 parts: your introduction, so we get you introduced to Elliott Wave Theory, what the expectations are, your mindset, your emotions. Emotions are a big part of trading. We go through that. The KISS method and why it works. People don't understand that it's rooted in technical analysis. There is a lot of science behind it. It's not just lines drawn on a screen. We also have our chart setup and tools where I tell you exactly all the tools you need to use with Elliott Wave Theory, how to use them and why we use them. And then the Elliott Wave for Beginners area where I go through each of the waves, how they work, how to measure them. I go through your corrective depth theory, the pivot, the theory of alternation, everything you need to know to fully understand Elliott Wave Theory and make sense of an irrational market. The really cool thing about both of our courses is if you want to get a discount, you can basically get both of them for the price of the advanced course because we have our bundle, and with $30 off, it makes it $147. So you get the beginner's course for free. Or if you don't want to pay anything at all, you can simply join our monthly rooms because they are included in that membership. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ and we swing in day trade. So we do trade quite often in my room. If you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, income trading, as well as advanced training, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, futures trading. PT's income trading is absolutely killing it, guys. He is crushing the market with that. And then the reduced risk binary method that also kills it. He gets you in at a very cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures that trade that's so unique. Something you kind of have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account, trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, our key takeaways for today. Looking for a topping area in this zone right here where these two lines are, this 5285 to 5303 area. Looking for that to be our topping area and push down. However, they can push this to new all-time highs, especially on the SPX and the SPY. They are very close on those. And that is not going to invalidate the B wave. We would simply look at that as an expanded B wave and then look for a sharp pullback after that. If they can break down, we would look for them to break this wave 4 low at 5188 and then ultimately this 5100 area next. Over on the NASDAQ, same type of setup. We are in a B wave. We would look for them to hold this zone here at 18,515 to 18,600. However, if they blow through it, they can go to new all-time highs and still be in the B wave. We would look for a sharp downturn after that. If they break down, we're looking for them to break this 18,077 and then ultimately this 17,722 area to give us a strong confirmation that we're headed down in a much bigger move. Guys, that is your market update for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow.